Well, good evening and welcome. I'm Frank Jewett with Tom Buchholz, who's a business and executive coach, and this is the award-winning Issues Today Community Television Forum. We'd like to first start off by thanking you, the viewers, who tune in each and every week. We very much appreciate that as we're midway through our 15th season and nearing 500 shows. We'd also like to thank the many sponsors that have chipped in to help make this show possible, to provide greater diversity on television. We'd like to thank one of our special guests and supporters, TBI Construction Management. And we'd certainly like to thank the many guests that we've had that have brought some creative and incisive ideas on how we build better community. And I think this show this evening is indicative on building better community. Tom, another great week ahead.
Looking forward to this very much, and in fact our sponsor, TBI Construction and Construction Management, is with us in the presence of Tony Miranda, President and CEO. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Ben Petty, Vice President. Welcome aboard.
Thanks so much for coming out this evening.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
And this is not only an award-winning program, but this is an award-winning construction company. I understand you have a surprise for them before we get started further.
I do. Tony is so very connected in the Valley. He's got friends in high places, and they got wind of the fact that he was going to be coming on the show, and they asked me to make a presentation on their behalf, and we don't want to eat up too much time, but on behalf of Jim Bell, the State Assembly member for this area, he's presenting Tony Miranda, President and CEO of TBI Construction Management, for your commitment to service, volunteerism, teaching, and mentoring. Your commitment to the well-being of our community is sincerely appreciated. I commend you on more than 26 years of exceptional leadership in the area of building and design on this day. And then State Senator Elaine Alquist said some of the same things, and she also noted the fact that you were selected as the and honored for the 2009 Structures Award Contractor of the Year, and certainly congratulations.
Well, that's fantastic, and it is a big surprise. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, and in fact we have the award, the Structures Award here. And why don't we start and get kind of an overview update of what is going on in this vital segment of Silicon Valley and the economy in general, commercial construction.
Well, it's a very interesting time right now, Jim. Certainly the economy has had its toll on the construction industry, and construction being one of the largest portions of the GDP. As we go, the economy tends to go. We've seen cycles like this in the past, but none quite this deep. From the state level, we've seen quite a bit of infrastructure work that has come about, mostly funded by stimulus dollars. That doesn't really affect the type of work that we do or a lot of the contractors and competitors that we work with, which is more along the construction of commercial and institutional buildings. But at least there is some work happening at this point, and we're starting to see a little bit of a blip on the positive side with the housing industry, and that certainly helps trigger quite a bit in our overall construction process. Locally, though, Silicon Valley is its own environment. And while we've always been known as the Tech Valley, we've been, through the leadership of Mayor Chuck Reed, reinventing the valley a little bit, and you heard quite a bit about green technology and clean technology and renewable energy. And San Jose is taking steps to that effect and trying to reinvent itself a little bit. And so we're seeing the development of some research and development as well as manufacturing facilities along the lines of green tech and renewable energy. So that's a segment that we see as vibrant and growing in our area. The other one that we see quite a bit of, there's a flurry of data centers being developed now by a large number of firms, including Cisco and Facebook and some others. And that whole concept, again, is just all the information that we have and the farms that they're developing to hold that. So we see some development and construction along those lines.
Now there is a kind of hidden, perhaps, interface between government, which you've been talking about a little bit, and construction, and that's in standards. What's going on there?
Well, we start to see, especially with the whole movement globally of sustainable building and design, we're seeing quite a bit of ordinance in place, not just with public buildings, but now with private buildings. And I've been working with the City of San Jose in development of their ordinance. A number of the cities in the area are doing the same, and the county's actually taken the lead in forming a collaboration of cities to try and set some minimum standards for sustainable design in building. So we're starting to see that become real prevalent in what we're doing from the standpoint of development and construction. We also see a number of things being in earthquake country along the lines of seismic design, and there's more and more things happening from the standpoint of what goes into good engineering for seismic resistance. We're starting to look not only at the buildings and their response to ground fault and ground motion, but we're also looking at the soils themselves now and studying quite a few factors relative to what's called liquefaction. That's becoming another piece that increases the ability of buildings to be stronger, but it does impose more standards to what we need to build to.
And that brings us up to TBI, construction management, that is at the forefront in providing some significant leadership in the Valley as relates to building and design. And I know that you're focused very heavily on green, and I know that Ben's got some great stuff to tell us about that. Tell us the story about TBI and its vision for a better Valley.
It's really a great story. Both Ben and I are homegrown, right here, born and raised in Silicon Valley. And in a unique turn of events, I actually was first employed by Ben's grandfather's company, the old Carlin Swenson Company in San Jose, which built a number of the buildings in the South Bay Area, especially San Jose. We all worked there. I was a young engineer there, project engineer there for the founder of TBI, ultimately Chuck Tennisketter, and did quite a bit of work with computers and their evolvement into the construction industry. So it was a great opportunity for me. About 1983, as the company had been in business for almost 85 years, decided to fold and close its doors. A number of offshoots from the Carlin Swenson Company started, and both Chuck Tennisketter and Dan Breeding, which were the founders of our company, that was the T and the B in TBI, they formed a company in San Jose with an exclusive design towards quality and service. We came from a very large company, and we wanted to keep it a smaller company so we could attain a good participation in development within the things that go towards that mission of service and quality. So with that in mind, the company has grown over the last 26 years, and we have about 50 employees right now, and we really concentrate within about a 2-hour radius, or actually 2-hour time from our main office in San Jose. And we try and concentrate on that geographic area because we are a community-based company. All of our employees are involved in a variety of different community events. We like that service concept, not only in business aspect, but in our community as well. And even the types of clientele that we take on quite a bit develop within that nonprofit industry. So we concentrate heavily on that, and we are enjoying the growth of our company in a controlled manner, but certainly with employees like Ben and a number of others, we've now attained some expertise along the lines of green and sustainable design, and we're also looking heavily into some new technologies with building information modeling.
Maybe Ben, would you like to follow on some more about the sort of clients you'd really like to have?
I think Tony hit on it. We really have trying to keep the same client base that we've been really working with at least the last 10 years I've been with the company, and as Tony mentioned, the 16 years prior to that, and that's public institutions. We do a lot of work with the San Jose Unified School District, Campbell, Union, even Morgan Hill, Santa Clara. So we really like being tied to the schools and helping the build facilities and manage facilities for the next generations. And also, even though it's not out there as much right now, the tenant improvement, the high-end tenant improvement projects that we've worked on in the past that are real fun to work on, we obviously want to continue those. And the nonprofits, we've done a number of religious institutions, and it's something that is near and dear to Tony's heart, and I've really grown to enjoy those type projects because the people that you work with are just outstanding. So, yeah.